Imagine this. You see a friend who always complains about not having enough money. Every time he comes to you, it's always the same story. Financial hardship, bad luck, or people who let him down. With good intentions, you lend him a loan or even help him out without asking for anything in return. However, over time, you realize that he keeps repeating the same pattern. Nothing changes in his life, and he comes back to you every time he has a problem. Herein lies the trap. In Stoic philosophy, kindness is not just about giving, but also knowing when and whom to help. Seneca and Marcus Aurelius often emphasize the importance of wisdom in acting. Not everyone who asks for help really wants to get out of their predicament. Some just want others to suffer the consequences of their bad decisions. Helping someone should be an encouragement to grow, not just a temporary comfort. When we continually help someone who is not trying to improve themselves, we actually make things worse. Not only do we waste our resources, but we also make them more dependent and irresponsible in their own lives. Unlimited kindness is not a virtue, but a weakness that can be exploited. Don't let your good intentions backfire and harm you and others. Stoicism teaches us to always act with wisdom, for the right kindness at the right time is most valuable. Why some people don't deserve help. Many of us think that helping others is always a noble act. We are taught from childhood that giving is good, that helping others is a sign of kindness. However, Stoicism teaches that kindness without consideration can end up being toxic, both for ourselves and for those we help. Why? Because not everyone really wants to be helped. Some just want to take a shortcut, avoid responsibility, or simply take advantage of other people's kindness. There are 3 types of people you should be aware of before deciding to help them. 1. People who don't want to try. These are the people who always have an excuse for why they can't fix their own lives. If you give them money, they'll spend it without thinking. If you give them an opportunity, they'll waste it. They don't really want to get out of trouble. They just want someone to take the burden off their shoulders. Marcus Aurelius once said that humans should work like hands, feet, and jaws that perform their functions naturally. This means that everyone has a responsibility to act, not just rely on others. If someone refuses to try, then all the help you give will be in vain. 2. People who only come when they need something. You may have met people like this. They disappear when things are going well, but suddenly appear when things are going wrong. They will be sweet, speak in a hopeful tone, and maybe promise to change. However, once their problems are over, they disappear again without a word of thanks. These people do not appreciate the help you give them. They see you as a spare that can be used at any time. Epictetus taught that we should guard ourselves from relationships that only bring us emotional and material harm. Do not let others treat you like a tool that they can use as they please. 3 people who always blame others. They never take responsibility for their own lives. If they fail in business, it is because investors do not believe in them. If they lose their jobs, it is because their bosses are cruel. If they experience financial difficulties, it is because of unfair circumstances. These people have a victim mindset that will not change even if you help them many times. They do not look for solutions, they only look for someone to blame when the help they receive is not enough to change their lives. Stop being a naive helper. Helping someone should have a positive impact, not just a temporary relief from hardship. Before helping, ask yourself, does this person really want to change? Will this help make them more independent or more dependent? Seneca says that we should give wisely, not impulsively. Don't let your good intentions become a burden that drains your energy, time, and emotions. Helping is good, but helping without wisdom can be a big mistake. When helping can actually hurt you. Many people feel guilty when they fail to help someone who asks for help. We are taught that refusing help is a sign of indifference, even selfishness. But Stoic philosophy teaches that there are times when helping someone is not only futile, but also dangerous, to them and to ourselves. 1. When your help causes dependence. Imagine someone who always comes to you whenever they are in trouble. At first you are happy to help, but over time you start to feel like a walking bank or a heart to cry on that is only used when needed. Stoicism teaches that each person must take responsibility for his or her own life. When you continually help someone who is not self-sufficient, you're not doing them any favors. You are actually making their situation worse. They learn that whenever they face a problem, they do not have to solve it themselves because there is always someone else who will help them. Epictetus reminds us that we cannot control other people, but we can control how we respond to them. If you find that your help is only making someone more dependent, it's time to pull back. 2. when your help drains your energy and emotions. There are people who not only ask for material help, but also drain our emotional energy. They constantly complain about their lives, share the same problems over and over again, but never really listen to advice or try to improve their situation. If you continue to sacrifice your time and emotions for them, in the long run you will feel tired, frustrated, and even stressed. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of maintaining inner peace. Don't let other people's problems become a mental burden that disrupts the balance of your own life. 3. When your help is not appreciated. Have you ever helped someone with all your heart, only to be ignored or even betrayed? This is a sign that your help is not appreciated. Seneca said that giving is an act that must be done wisely. If someone does not appreciate your help, they are unlikely to use it properly. They only see your kindness as something to take advantage of, not as an opportunity to improve themselves. If you see these signs, don't hesitate to stop helping. This isn't about being cruel or uncaring, but about protecting yourself from being taken advantage of. Learn to refuse wisely. Stoicism teaches us to do good, but also to know when to say no. Not everyone deserves help, and not all help is truly helpful. Before giving help, ask yourself, will this help make them more independent or more dependent? Is this draining my energy more than it should? Do they really appreciate my help? If the answer is no, then withdrawing is the best option. Helping others is noble, but allowing yourself to be taken advantage of is not. As the Stoic philosophers taught, discretion is key in all things, including helping. Why do good people often get taken advantage of? Have you ever felt that the kinder and more generous you are to others, the more you are taken advantage of? Maybe you are always there for a friend in need, but when you are in trouble, they disappear. Or you often help someone in the hope that they will change, but they keep repeating the same mistakes. This is no coincidence. Good people are often easy targets for those who want to take advantage of their kindness without giving something in return. In Stoic philosophy, virtue must always be accompanied by wisdom. Otherwise, kindness can turn into weakness. 1. Nice people have a hard time saying no. Many good people feel guilty when they say no to a request for help. They are afraid of being seen as selfish or uncaring. This is a weakness that is often exploited by people who have no respect for other people's boundaries. Epictetus taught that we are only responsible for ourselves, not for the lives of others. If we keep saying yes when our hearts want to say no, we will only become more trapped in a cycle of exploitation. Solution: start practicing saying no firmly but politely. You don't owe anyone a favor, especially if it's going to cost you. 2. Good people treat everyone like themselves. Nice people tend to think that everyone has the same intentions as they do. They believe that if they treat others with kindness, then others will reciprocate in kind. Unfortunately, the world doesn't always work that way. Seneca reminds us that we cannot control the actions of others, only our reactions to them. If we continue to assume that everyone has a pure heart, we will be easily disappointed and taken advantage of. The solution: be kind but don't be naive. Get to know someone's character before giving them a big favor. 3. Good people don't like conflict. Some good people prefer to give in rather than have a conflict. They are afraid that if they refuse someone's request, the relationship will deteriorate. This is a gap that is often exploited by manipulative people. However, Marcus Aurelius taught that we should stick to our principles, even if it means disappointing someone. We do not live to please everyone, but to live with wisdom and integrity. The solution: don't be afraid to disappoint others if it means maintaining your own boundaries. Healthy relationships shouldn't be based on one-sided exploitation. Kindness is a great virtue, but only if done with the right understanding. Don't let yourself become a victim of kindness just because you are afraid of disappointing others. How to recognize people who take advantage of your kindness. Being a kind person is a wonderful thing, but if you're not careful, your kindness can turn into a gateway for people who are just looking to take advantage of you. Not everyone who asks for help really needs it. Some are just looking to get something for themselves without thinking about how it will affect you. How to spot them. Stoicism teaches us to use common sense and observation before taking action. Here are some signs that someone might just be taking advantage of your kindness. 1. They only appear when needed. Pay attention to the people around you. Is there someone who always disappears when things are going well, but suddenly appears when they are in trouble? They will be friendly, sweet-talking, and maybe promise to repay you someday. However, once their problems are solved, they disappear again without a word of gratitude. Solution: don't help them every time they come. Test their intentions first. If they truly value you, they won't just come to you when they need something. 2, they never try to improve themselves. People who really need help will usually use your help as a motivation to improve themselves. However, there are also people who just want to continue to depend on others without making an effort to change. For example, someone who always borrows money for the same reason but never tries to manage their finances better, or someone who always complains about their job but never looks for solutions or tries new things. Solution: give them a chance to prove that they really want to change. If they just repeat the same pattern, stop helping. 3, they use emotional manipulation. People who like to take advantage of other people's kindness often use guilt as a weapon. They will say, "If you really cared, you would help me. I don't know who else to ask for help other than you. You are more capable than me, why don't you help?" These sentences are designed to make you feel guilty if you say no. However, Stoicism teaches that we should not let emotions rule our decisions. If someone really needs help, they will not manipulate you. Solution: don't react immediately to their words. Give yourself time to think and ask yourself, do I want to help because it's the right thing to do, or just because I'm afraid of feeling guilty? Or they never reply, even just a thank you. Helping others should not be done with the expectation of something in return, but gratitude is a sign that someone truly appreciates your kindness. If someone accepts help repeatedly but never shows gratitude, especially if they feel like it's your obligation, it's a sign that they're just using you. Solution: if someone can't appreciate your help, then they don't deserve it anymore. Stop being a victim of your own kindness. Being a good person does not mean being someone who is easily exploited. Use common sense and wisdom before giving help. How to tactfully decline a request. One of the main reasons why many people continue to be taken advantage of is because they have a hard time saying no. They are afraid of being selfish. They are afraid of disappointing others, or they feel guilty if they don't help. However, in Stoic philosophy, we are taught that maintaining boundaries is part of wisdom. Saying no doesn't mean you don't care. In fact, it's a sign that you respect yourself and only want to help in the right way. Here are some ways to say no without feeling guilty or damaging the relationship. 1. Be assertive but remain polite. When someone asks for help that you are unwilling or unable to provide, respond firmly but politely. Examples of how to refuse wisely. "Sorry, I can't help this time. I wish I could help, but I'm not in a position to do that. I understand your situation, but I cannot fulfill this request." Being assertive doesn't mean being rude. If you show that you are firm in your decision, people will be more likely to respect your boundaries. 2. Don't give debatable reasons. When refusing, avoid giving too detailed reasons. Why? Because manipulative people will always find a way to refute your reasons. The answer is hard to argue with. "I can't. Sorry, I can't help you." Without a long reason, it will be difficult for others to continue forcing you. 3. Don't feel like you always have to explain yourself. Many people feel the need to give a long explanation for why they are saying no, but you don't owe anyone an explanation. If someone continues to press you after you have refused, calmly repeat your answer without explaining further. Example: "I already said I can't, thank you for understanding. I stand by my decision." This will show that you are serious and cannot be influenced by emotional pressure. Just a yes, but you want to keep helping in a limited way. If you want to decline but still want to help in a smaller capacity, use the yes but technique. Example: "I can't lend you money, but I can help you find other ways to help you. I can't help directly, but I can recommend someone who might be able to." This way you still show that you care without having to fulfill excessive requests. 5. Don't be afraid of other people's reactions. Many people hesitate to say no because they are afraid that the other person will be angry or disappointed. However, this is part of life. If someone truly cares about you, they will respect your decision. If they are upset that you cannot help, they may only see you as a tool to fulfill their needs. Learning to say no is a form of respect for yourself. Stoic philosophy teaches that we are responsible for ourselves, not for the lives of others. If we constantly fulfill the demands of others without considering ourselves, we will become mentally, emotionally, and even financially exhausted. Don't be afraid to set boundaries. People who truly value you won't leave just because you say no. Prioritizing wisdom in helping others. Having understood how kindness can be exploited, how to recognize the signs of manipulation, and how to say no wisely, We now come to the crux of it all: how to help others the right way. Stoic philosophy does not teach us to be indifferent. Instead, Stoicism emphasizes that good deeds should be done with wisdom. Helping others is a noble act, but if we do it without consideration, we can actually create more problems, not just for them, but for ourselves as well. 1. Help those who are really trying to help themselves. There is a big difference between someone who genuinely needs help and someone who just wants to take advantage. Help people who want to try to get out of his troubles. Appreciate the help given. Don't keep asking without trying to improve yourself. Don't waste time on people who always goes back to old habits after being helped. Taking your help as their right, only approaches when he needs something, then disappears after that. Stoicism teaches that we should help consciously, not simply out of guilt or emotional distress. 2. Provide assistance that helps, not that makes them dependent. If someone keeps coming to you with the same problem, it's a sign that your help isn't really solving the problem. It's just delaying its impact. For example, if someone is always asking for money because they can't manage their finances, giving them money will only make them more dependent. Instead, offering a more sustainable solution like helping them find a job or learn how to manage their finances is a more thoughtful form of support. Marcus Aurelius taught that the main goal in life is not to pamper others, but to help them become stronger. 3. Don't let help ruin your life balance. Many good people end up sacrificing their own happiness and well-being in order to continue helping others. This is a trap to avoid. If helping someone makes you stressed, exhausted, or lost in your own life, that's a sign that your boundaries have been crossed. In Stoicism, balance is key. You can't help others well if you're not well yourself. Epictetus reminds us that we are responsible for our own lives. We cannot control the actions of others, but we can control how involved we are in their lives. Conclusion: help wisely, not just help. Being a good person is a wonderful thing, but being a wise person is something even more valuable. Stoic philosophy teaches that goodness must always be accompanied by wisdom. Before helping someone, always ask yourself, will this help really make them better? Will this create an unhealthy dependency? Am I helping because I want to or because I feel forced to? Is my help destroying the balance of my own life? If the answer tends to be negative, then withdrawing is not a cruel act. It is actually the wisest course of action. Don't get caught in the cycle of helping people who won't help themselves. Be kind, but more than that, be wise.